At Kokoli's chambers, a team of clerks runs the pupils' lives. Chief Clerk Steve Lavelle decides who gets which case.
Hi, Kokoli. Tomorrow, West London Mags, papers will be in your pigeonhole. Okay, it's for Duncan Lewis solicitors. Okay, thanks, bye.
Kokoli has been sent to Tower Bridge Magistrates Court. With a decision on tenancy looming, she needs to impress.
No! It's closed! They've sent everyone to Camberwell Green. Oh, I have to call the court and tell them I'm on my way. That's what happens. It so often happens, especially on Saturdays. I get called up and told to go to, for example, Greenwich Court. Greenwich is closed and then I have to go all the way to Woolwich. This always happens. I get told that we're at one court. I don't get told of the change of information, Camberwell Green.
They've got to make it. They've got to make it. Which way they've got to do it, they've got to get there. We can always inform the courts that they may be running 5–10 minutes late, but they've got to do it.
Please take my name and give it to the custody and the court so that they know that he's got counsel and I'm on my way.
Barristers go where they're told.
Just to make it as logical.
Judy, a barrister, they're going to make it or break it. They've got to make it. They've got to do what they're told.
And in Margate, Kokoli's first challenge is to find the town's magistrates' court.
This is my court guide, which is my trusty companion whenever I'm going to courts which are quite far away. I've been here a couple of times before, so I think I can remember my way. I just follow the seafront and I think I'm on the right track, really. I have to look for a clock tower somewhere along the way. I don't anticipate being paid more than about £50. Of course, that varies. I can't be sure, but each appearance would be in the region of £50 with your traveller costs included. My ticket for the train cost about £21.90, something like that. It was quite expensive.
Have you been to see your punter with these?
He's called the client. Punter. It's not a chip shop.
Or a betting shop. Your lay client.
Yes, right, that's better. No, I've not been to see Mr. Sterling, the lay client, as yet, Mr. Bond.
Mr. Sterling? Mr. Sterling, the robber with previous convictions for robbery, who's pleading halfway through his trial to robbery.
You get students at universities writing in saying that you shouldn't have said that.
Really? Oh, gosh, because they're all not guilty.
That's right. Presumed innocent, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
There you go.
The defendant, Ricardo Sterling, does plead guilty to one of the robberies, leaving Dickie to prove the rest of the charges. At the end of a 12-hour day, Kokoli arrives home.
I don't spend a lot of time here, I have to be quite honest. I just basically come here to sleep in the evenings because I spend a lot of time in chambers. And then, if I do have a free moment, I like to go and visit my other friends who are in London. And if I am free at the weekend, I like to go home to see my parents, but that's not very often because I work on Saturday mornings. Where I live. I've lived here since October.
Kokoli rents a single room in the East End as she earns less than £10,000 a year.
This is hopefully going to be temporary for me, but unfortunately it's quite necessary at the moment. Just because I don't earn very much, and when I moved to London I didn't know many people, so it wasn't really possible to go to house share, and this enables me to sort of have some independence and sort of live quite economically. I was brought up in Handsworth in Birmingham, which is not perhaps one of the safest places in England. My parents were very inspiring when we were little and always said that we were capable of doing whatever we wanted to. So from a young age, I didn't feel that there were any boundaries or things that I couldn't achieve. And the spirit has always been instilled in me that if I don't give up, I will get there eventually. And so I'm grateful to my parents that they were always so positive, even though things didn't always seem as if they would go according to plan.
Anna, thorny, Clud. I knew I'd get it wrong.
Middle Temple is the last of the 4 inns to require its students to wear full wig and gown to be called to the bar.
Miss Anna Joanna Kludji.
Joanna Kludji, in the name of the Masters of the Bench, I call you to the degree of the upper bar.
I didn't fall over, I didn't forget to bow, I didn't forget to shake his hand. So it went well. It was a lovely ceremony. That's basically and short. Because there were so few of us. He's still calling you Baby Anna. I say you're not a baby anymore.
Hey ladies, straight away, little smiles again this way. Fantastic. And one more time, straight away, one more time. Lovely.
It's like you are in a great hall. I wouldn't say it like you are in Buckingham Palace, but it feels like a great hall, having dinner in a great hall. A historic one too, you know.
What Anna needs now is a place in a barrister's chambers.
I'm confident and hopeful that this year I'll get pupillage. There's no plan B.
The first state prosecution of a murder at the Old Bailey is about to begin. Annie's performance against some of the country's leading QCs will be closely scrutinised, and she needs to look her best.
I've got to show them by my manner and my confidence within moments of starting the trial that I am up to doing it, because if they see a chink, they'll go for it. I have no doubt. So I have to appear doubly confident. Just concerned that it's not too tight. Three of those, please. And 2 of the ones with no bit behind it. All right, thank you. Do you sell many of these?
Not many. Some of them, yes, but not so many.
The in-house CPS team could be up to 50% cheaper than hiring barristers from the independent bar.
So this is just the advocates area. So down here we've got the ladies' robing room, which is really small, and this huge men's robing room. I mean, because in the days when it was built, it was virtually all men who were barristers here. And then up the stairs there's a very large area. It's called the bar mess, where they serve coffee all day and you can go and get lunch and stuff like that. But this is the advocates area. Oh, it's absolutely tiny. And now, really, it's almost equal numbers here, so it's a very unfair distribution.
Because the CPS is saving money, the pressure is on to prove that justice isn't compromised. One of Annie's final duties before opening the case for the prosecution is to meet Stephen Jeeves's widow, Janet.
I don't like to put my wig on when I go in and talk to them. I don't want to make myself too divorced from reality, but there has to be a slight air of authority and leadership, so that's what I'm going to do now. Here we are. It's a really difficult day, I know. If you hear bits of the evidence that really upset you, you've got to keep quiet. I'm not sure I could. So you absolutely, hand in the mouth, or go. Because it's incredible. incredibly difficult if we get outbursts from the public gallery to carry on.
Yeah.